Julian Alfred is back, and this time she was on the track running a 200-meter dash. I could tell you where and who was in the field, and I could even tell you how fast she went. Trust me, I'm getting to that. But what you do need to know is the answers to those questions aren't that important anymore, because it's the Julian Alfred show, and everybody else is just, I don't know, living in her world. At least until we get evidence that they plan on joining her. And here's why. At the London Diamond League, she ran a 200-meter dash in 21.71 seconds. That is a world lead. It is a national record for St. Lucia, because every time she went to PR, it's going to be a national record. And it's a meeting record for the London Diamond League. Like, all of those things happened. The field is a whole bunch of other fast women. Like, that's who's in the field. But nobody was even close to her. I'm talking like, she goes 21.7. Nobody else breaks 22.2 in the field. And remember, I get it, Worlds is coming, but we're getting a whole lot closer to it than you think. We're in July, and that thing is in September. I believe Dina Asher-Smith got second in that field, and she was in the Olympic final for the 200, so we know that she has talent. She's even a past world champion in that event. But that was then, and this is now. That was a world where Julian Alfred wasn't competing. So going forward, like when Julian Alfred's going to go out and run like this, again, she's running into a minus headwind. She's been doing this all season long. She shows up and she dominates. The only race that I remember where Julian Alfred didn't finish in first was a 100-meter dash in 2025, where Melissa Jefferson Wooden got the victory at the Prefontaine Classic. But Julian Alfred still broke 10.8, like she ran 10.7 into a legitimate minus headwind. So Melissa Jefferson Wooden really had to go hard to win that race. Between the 100 and the 200, we know what Julian Alfred is. I see her not just as one of the fastest women in the world. She's the most consistently fast woman in the world that we actually have. That's why, even though she's not running indoors this year, she's not running the 60-meter dash. She was so consistent and so much faster than everybody else in the world in that event, winning a world championship indoors was really a foregone conclusion. Now that we're dealing with the 200, I'm going to give you the notes. When I looked at the world leaderboards, just to put it all in perspective, this is what I saw. Julian Alfred's at the top of the list, obviously. And every single name that's inside the top 10 is an American. Every single one. The only one that is not is Favor O'Feely, who went, I believe, 22 flat in the 200. That's it. And nobody else has broken 21.9. I mean, we could talk about other names. And yes, we know Gabby Thomas is going to be there when we get to the Worlds. And we even know Sharika Jackson's going to be there. She's coming back as had a bye from Worlds 2023. She didn't get to run in 2024 at the Olympics. But when you're talking about someone beating Julian Alfred this season, there's only two reasons you're bringing it up at this point. Either A, the person has given us real evidence in a 2025 race they can run with her. And this is on real evidence. And the list of names that would be in the real evidence column is incredibly short. But if you're new here, I want to say thank you for even making it this far into the video. And I'm Coach Rob, and if you really want to know what's going on with the fastest athletes in the world, then you are in the right place. And if anything that I say actually connects with you, it is always greatly appreciated if you would please like and subscribe. But if I don't, just let me know in the comment section, because I try to read them all. In the 100, the real evidence is Melissa Jefferson Wooden. That's it. That's the end of that list. And it doesn't mean other people can't do it, because trust me, there's a whole nother qualifier. But in the 100, she is the end of that list. And in the 200, I guess? Notice I said I guess. If we're going off of real races that have been run, I guess you could say Gabby Thomas. Maybe. I guess you could. And you could stretch it and say Mackenzie Long, since she's number 2 on the world leaderboards, but everybody was running fast at the Ed Murphy Classic, so I'm going to see those athletes show up again. Because when everybody wants to go fast in the same meet, I'm going to put that on the meet more than it is just on the athletes. Yes, Mackenzie Long is fast. She was in the Olympic final for the 200. But she was nowhere near the front when she was in that final. Just saying. The other qualifier is that we're talking about past championship performances. And yes, when it comes to past championship performances, in the women's 100, you got to bring Sha'Carri up. You bring up the big 3 from Jamaica, or I guess the big 2 as far as who's coming back this year. We have people who we could talk about who run fast. In the 200, we know what Sharika Jackson is capable of, and you got to highlight her name because she's the only one on the world stage right now who, if she comes in and is her best self, I really believe she's going to take out this version of Julian Alfred. Gabby Thomas at her absolute best would make it interesting, but I'm not entirely sure I'm taking her over this version of Julian anymore, because this version, as far as I can tell, is ready to run 21.6, probably even 21.5. And if that's what you're getting in a championship race, yeah, the list is now Shericka Jackson, and she got to come back as who she used to be, not the Shericka Jackson we've seen from like over the last 6 to 9 months of her competing, like in recent memory. The Julian Alfred show is here, and apparently it's not going anywhere. The level of consistency, I mean, Julian Alfred first popped up running indoors in a 300 this year. So we have seen her for a while. She is always in the front of the race. We saw her race Shericka earlier this year. Again, that was outdoors in a 300. She was in the front of the race at that moment. And Julian Alfred is not known for anything that goes beyond the 200 meter line. She doesn't even like running the 200 itself. She said that back when she was in college, that the distance of that race and running it was not fun for her at all. But she still went out and broke an NCAA collegiate record indoors in a 200. A record that used to belong to Gabby Thomas. Like, let's put this all in perspective. This is what she's doing. Julian Alfred running the 200 and the 100 at the Worlds, because she ain't got no relays to run. Unfortunately, St. Lucia isn't coming with that type of firepower. This is it. Like, those rounds, that final, that's going to be her championship. She doesn't have any trials that she has to go through. I mean, Jamaica already did theirs. USA's are coming. But she doesn't have to do a trial. So every race she's running right now is just preparation. That's all it is. She's just preparing to go out there and bang some heads. The finals are basically a foregone conclusion. Like, we know she's going to be there. No one's keeping her out of that final. She's been running these races way too easy for us to have any concerns about her running the rounds. She doesn't even have to run like herself in the rounds. She doesn't have to run like the first 70% of each race, the first 70% of her 100, the first 70 or so of the 200. After that, you can just kind of look around because they're not going to be able to beat you, not when you can move like that. And when we get to the final, the list of women who can actually go with her is incredibly short. When you go 10-7 multiple times, including into minus headwinds, like this season, and make it look like it wasn't all that hard. When you can go 21s through the 200, like, I mean, she had one 200, she's always running away from the field for the most part. Like one, she ran on the Continental Tour where she won by a lot, but she didn't break 22. And no, I believe it was another negative headwind. I mean, it could, I could be fact checked on that, but I'm pretty sure it was. I remember watching the race, and she was a little disappointed at the time because she knew she had, dominated the field, but it wasn't a field that was worthy of her, and it just kind of is what it is. It's kind of hard to run fast by yourself. And that's what Julian Alfred has been doing all year. More or less, she's been running fast by herself. The one time that she got pressed, it's one race I already brought up, the Prefontaine Classic with Alyssa Jefferson Wooden. So yes, with that in mind, Julian Alfred is not bulletproof. But almost nobody has the firepower to break through that armor. The London Diamond League is now gone, and Julian Alfred is the victor, and the meet record holder, and still the national leader, and still the world leader. I'm still waiting to get evidence that anybody else in the world is planning on challenging her, specifically in the 200 meter dash in 2025. I'm sure those people are out there, but I'm waiting to see it with my own eyes. In the sport of track and field, confidence is everything, because when you win, that is just the moment when everybody else finds out what you already knew to be true, that fast is a lifestyle. Get your Fast is a Lifestyle track and field gear at scarecruiting.com/shop or use the link in the description below. It's a huge support to me and this channel, so I can continue to make you more content like this. And remember, it is always greatly appreciated if you would please like and subscribe.